Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of Introduction to SchoolMass. If you are with me from the beginning, you would know by now what the SchoolMass is, what it offers, and how to access the site. However, if you haven't seen the previous video, I urge you to kindly head back and see part 1 of the introduction, and then return to this video. With that out of the way, let's get started. Why do we need to set up an instance or create an account? Well, a school owner needs to create an instance unique to his or her school because SchoolMass is a cloud-based application that can be used by every school. Because of this, a school owner needs to first create an account on the platform that would allow him or her with their staffs access their management system securely. Now that we've covered that, let's set up an instance. To do so, we have to click the red button at the top, which will then redirect us to the setup page. So this is the setup page, and this setup page basically provides us with various sections in which we can supply information. So we have the owner's information section. In this section, the school owner, the person who owns the school, will provide information about themselves. And then in the next section, you have the school's information. This is the section in which the information about the actual school will be provided. And then lastly, you have the security information. So, in the security information area, you have the assigned school ID along with the administrative password. Now, there's one thing that I need to highlight here, and that is the MOE school ID. This school identification number needs to correspond with the school ID. Now, what exactly do I mean? Every school in Liberia that is registered and recognized by the Ministry of Education was assigned what is known as an EMACE number, or an MOE assigned school identification number. Now, the number you entered here must correspond with the school name. So now that that has been clarified, let's enter information into this interface so we can see how it works. So the first thing we need to provide is the owner's information. Now we click on this thumbnail for the photo, and then we select on the school owner's photo. And now after that, we want to provide the first name. So we're going to say Mr. John Doe. Then next, we're going to provide an email. I'm going to use my email here. And then we have to provide a number, and then the street, Dupont Road. I've already done this before, that's why we're getting the auto suggestion. If you haven't done it before, however, you won't get any. You have to type the values in yourself. So county, Monterrado. And you can see there's a list of all the counties available here, so you can choose yours. And then you can supply the gender. The next one is the date. So you can choose to automatically select the date from down here, or you can just type it in yourself. And then the nationality, Liberian. Now, you're not compelled to be a Liberian to use the SchoolMass application. You can be of any nationality. Once you own a school in Liberia, you can use the SchoolMass application. So now we're at the school's information. Now, you have to supply the logo, so we click on that. If you didn't see that, you click on the logo, and then you supply a logo. Now, there's one rule for the images that you add onto this application. While you're setting up your instance or creating your school account, the images you provide needs to be a .jpg or .jpeg or .gif type. If they are not, the application will reject it. Now, we're going to enter the school name, and so we say my school. And if you are doing this, you will provide the name of your school. We know what type our school is. So our school is senior high only. And then we enter the street name plus the city name. This is of the school. And then we want to supply email of the school. And then when we're done, we enter the number. And then you have the application background and application text color. Now, remember in the introduction, we talked about how customizable the SchoolMass application is. Now, this is one area where you get to realize how customizable it is. You know, most schools in Liberia have their primary and secondary color. So you have, for example, Catholic schools, they have khaki and white. Some schools have dark green and light green. So you can also customize your application to reflect your school's primary and secondary color. So we click the background color, and for me, I choose red, and I choose white. So the background will be red, and then the text color will be white. So the promotional message of your school. Now this is one of the things that is very, very important, because once you create your account for your school, when people go online and start to look for your school, this is one of the information that they will see. So the information here, you know, it needs to really, really reflect your school. But this is a demonstration, this is a tutorial video, and I'm not going to have the time to write anything long and fancy. So I'm just going to keep it short. And we're done. So we have the security information section. Now remember, the school ID, school name must correspond with the school ID, or the school ID must correspond with the school name. Very important. Don't forget this. Now, the administrator password. Well, your password can basically be whatever you want it to be. And so we've entered the information in the field, and now we need to bring our attention to this little text right at the bottom. Now you see it says you will receive an email shortly after setup is complete. Now the email you supplied here, that is where the message is going to go to you after you complete the setup. Now once we check and ensure that all of our fields are filled, there's no field that's empty, we supplied our logo, we supplied our user, our owner information photo, we can then click complete the setup process. Now this, as you can see, is already started to load. It takes only a few minutes, and then after which we will get another notification telling us that our application has already been completed.